Good afternoon. I'm Modric Watson. Today I'm coming as your incident commander in a incident that happened on August 18th, 2022. Approximate time was about 12:30. It was The incident involved a chlorine tank that was leaking. Immediate danger was about 400 employees that were on site. And the next danger was is the plant is close to a neighborhood with about 3,500 residents. And our top priority in this situation is to protect life. Next, the first plan of action is to get the immediate response. That is going to involve a couple steps. We need to activate the emergency response plan, establish an incident command system, sound the emergency alarm, notify 911, call the fire department, request a hazmat team, request EMS, notify the police department and emergency management, and begin organized response. Because it was next is to evacuate the plant. But we must first determine which way the wind is blowing, because we need to be moving the people away from the wind so the chlorine travels with the winds. So we need to have the people go the other way. So the evacuation plan the supervisors should lead the evacuations. Security should block all entrances so nobody can come back in, and to prevent anybody from entering any dangerous work zones or any prohibited areas that have already been contaminated with the chlorine. Okay, now we've got everybody evacuated from the building, and we're satisfied because we've been keeping contact with cell phones and CB radios. We've been communicating with one another. Now each supervisor in each area needs to do a head count. We need to make sure that everybody is accounted for, that nobody got left behind, nobody was missing, and you know that on a daily schedule, we need to account for everybody and know where everybody is, because somebody could have been in the restroom or anything like that, and they maybe didn't hear it. They may have been distracted or something like that. So we need to have an active head count to keep everybody safe, and just to make sure that everybody was got out in a timely manner. Next up would be community protection. Protect the public. Notifying the emergency management, establishing a shelter or somewhere for people that have been exposed to get treatment temporarily, but to make sure that everybody has been evacuated, and for the community that's close by, just in case somebody comes in contact where EMS or somebody can tend to them pretty quickly, so to protect our nearby neighbors. And maintain communication with local authorities. Like, we need to be able to communicate with by radio, the internet, and you know, in today's time, we got social media that gets communicated a lot quicker than anything that any one person can call out over the radio, which was like 30 years ago. So we have to use what people respond to today. Okay, next, the references that we used when we created the plan, we used our emergency response plan. We used the OSHA hazmat operating manual. We used the chlorine safety data sheet, the EPA emergency response guidebook, the incident command system, the National Incident Management System, and we had to follow established procedures where we've worked on time and time again that, you know, we practice for emergencies as much as possible when there's no emergency, just to see how quickly we can get this going, because we have to be able to operate this as quickly as possible with no mistakes made, because a mistake can lead to someone not making it. Next, I'm going to discuss the leadership teams, everybody that's involved as a support team throughout this process. We're going to start with the plant manager, because that's going to be the person that is going to oversee and sign off on everything. Then we have the operations manager. We're going to have the safety manager. All three, these are like the president, the Senate, and the judicial system. They all are going to work in one does another job, and then they all work hand in hand. The environmental manager, the maintenance supervisor, the fire department, the hazmat team, EMS, the police department, the public information officer, the person that delegates the responsibility and holding a regular briefing is going to be real key in something like this, because we want to keep the public informed but not scared. We want to keep them to the point where they feel that we're not holding back information, but we can't tell everything that we're doing at that very moment. The next step would be media. Media being that we're going to start getting the word out to the public what's going on, or to the employees, everybody involved. So what we're going to do is we're going to designate a spokesperson. A spokesperson being somebody who has factual information, not just somebody who's running around just like a chicken with his head cut off, just throwing out false information, because we have to also remember that in stressful situations, people panic. So we have to always have the protection of the employee's privacy. You know, that we can't let information out where somebody was hurt, injured, or even someone's death. You don't want to look on social media and find out that your relative died before some official report came out that you found out from social media. So we would always want to confirm fact. Avoid speculation. We're going to want to give regular updates, and I think that regular updates helps maintain public confidence that, you know, that okay, they are talking to us, they are reaching out, and they are being respectful within reason. Next would be leadership skills. Leadership skills is going to be very big in a situation where there is someone that is what could be injuries or anything like that, and the number one thing is to stay calm, and also that you have to be able to make quick decisions. Quick decisions being that this plan has been worked out for 1,000 times, and now it's time to act. Now we need to just go automatic. You should be able to do this quickly. Communicate clearly. delegate responsibility. Like even in a situation where somebody passes out, you have to tell people, give a direct order to an individual, so everybody will stand around. Somebody call 911. Somebody call 911, and then 10 minutes later, nobody called 911. So you delegate the responsibility to a specific person. Team work, build teamwork. I think that that's one of those that we have to always, that everybody has to work in harmony with. But the next one is going to be a real big one. Is going to be to show empathy. And showing empathy is, like I said a minute ago, that when you get on social media, or the spokesman has to respect everybody and know that these are people's relatives, these are people's family members. So you have to respect, say things with total respect. Let us confirm what's going on before we speak, before we say anything that's out of turn. Because that could really traumatize somebody. But again, the number one focus in any emergency situation is the protection of people. That's number one priority. And here's my conclusion. The emergency preparedness saves lives. Training is critical. Communication is essential. Teamwork matters. Leadership makes the difference. Every incident is an opportunity for improvement. Safety is about making sure that everyone goes home safely. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Thank you for your time and your attention. I appreciate the opportunity to present my case as the incident commander. Thank you again, Modric Watson.